Hello everyone and welcome to Tailored Acres. I'm Taylor and I'm a gardener in Wisconsin Zone 4B. And today's video is going to be about my median garden. So this garden I started 2 years ago, and what I did to start was just lay down cardboard and put compost on top. It is now mulched because I was having quite the weed problem, which you'll still see some of that today. But this is a fairly new young garden. So this garden starts with this big maple tree on the end that anchors the space. Around the tree is soapwort, which was here when we moved in, and it's very invasive. I've been trying to get rid of it. It's very tough. It is flowering now. I actually really like the way it looks, but I cannot control it. So you can see it kind of like spreads out into here. So I keep chopping it back, and I'm losing that battle, but keep fighting the good fight. So if I move over here, this garden is repeated in thirds for like the front area here. So like that much of it. And I'm going to go through the plants that are in here, but I am still tweaking things, and some of the spacing is a little cramped and weird. So I'm going to be working on that at some point as well. I'm going to show you my third repeat of the plants because it gets the most sun and they honestly are the happiest down here. So we start in this area, and that is a boom chocolata. I only have one of those in here, and it took up a huge space, so I just trimmed it back, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that one here or not. The flowers were kind of cool, but it looks really messy to me. So this is lamb's ear in here, and I absolutely love the way it looks. And then right behind it is a Serendipity Allium, which I also absolutely love. It pushes up green foliage right away in the spring, and then it's going to flower here probably in a few weeks still. You can see the seed or the flower heads are forming up now. This year I also planted this green velvet boxwood, which I'm hoping to make like a little tater tot with those, like little circles. So it should stay green all year. I have I don't know what variety this was. I don't think I had a tag back here. It's a purple salvia. And then this one is a pink salvia, which is back to the fuchsia. And that one was gorgeous. Whoops. All right. And this beauty is Humalo Betony. I absolutely love this one too. I need some more of these. It's kind of the only perennial besides the speedwell that's currently blooming. And it's such a nice color. I love the form. I realized that I like plants with big leaves. So these are really nice big green leaves. Nice big green leaves. Those are also nice. They're nice and thick. So we get to these guys, which there's a dandelion growing right in the middle. I started these blue fescue grasses from seed 3 years ago. And up close, I really like these plants. But from far away, it just looks like there's weeds growing in here. Especially when they get their seed heads here. It's just not my favorite. So those I'm actually going to be taking out today. And then we have some Artemisia. I think this one is Silver Mound. And that one I love as well. It does tend to flop. In front here, I have some pink dianthus that I got from a friend. And it was nice here, but the color, it was really bright compared to the rest of the stuff here. So I'm actually going to move this into a different area as well. This is a anemone, a perennial anemone, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Nice white flowers. It does spread quite a bit. You can kind of see it's filling in a space here, and I did thin this back. So just keep that in mind. If you have an anemone, you'll have to keep it in check. Then we have an ivory halo dogwood, and this has been getting these spots. Last year it got really bad, so I'm going to keep spraying it with some copper fungicide, something like that. That doesn't sound quite right. So the ivory halo dogwood is really beautiful, and it's got red sticks in the winter. There are some like random things planted in here, some cosmos. I think these were like marshmallow yarrow. You can see those back there. They're cute and cut flowers. And they did perennialize. And then back there we have some iris that are done, but have really nice foliage as well. I have a penstemon in here, which I either need to group these all together or something, because they just look like weeds right now. And then I have the spot that I've been doing a petunia in, which I'm going to cut these back today to get them a little more full. And then I got some solid purple ones to kind of mix in. I thought that would be fun for the second half of summer here. And then we have some speedwell. And I think these are purple candles, pink candles, yep. And then this one I think was a Proven Winners one, but this one like has Astor's yellow or something. I think I'm going to have to get rid of that one. I don't know what's going on with that. You can see the like lime green blooms. Something goofy. And then, oh, truck going by if you can hear that. There is the anise hyssop, which I really like too. I need to plant that a little bit more thickly as well. And then I have one cat's pajamas Nepeta down here, but I got some more to plant because this is absolutely gorgeous. So if I look up here a little bit more, we have 2 Royal Raindrops crab apples that have pink flowers in the spring, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So these are really putting on some nice growth. Now, there's like this tangle of weeds and mess in here that I just need to get after one of these days. This guy here is a coreopsis, and that one is really pretty. It's going to be covered in bloom soon. Those little yellow ones. And then I also have some yucca back here. Sorry, I thought I heard a deer. Baptisia that I got from a friend. And then in the cages there are lime hydrangea. What am I trying to think of? The regular one. I'm totally blanking. Sorry about that. And then in the back there are Junior Walker catmint, which already bloomed, but they are nice looking plants. That one is just huge in the middle there. And then in the back here, I have a lot of dahlias planted in all those weeds there. Here's one of the hyssop that is looking really happy here. Just trying to get over here and not step on anything. So I planted 3 of these. They're like dwarf Alberta spruces, and those I'm going to try to cut into spirals at some point here. We'll see. And then we have a purple asters right there. A dappled willow, some Carl Forster grasses. I've got yarrow back here, Summerberry's yarrow that I started from seed. So many things, right? Like almost too many varieties, which is kind of the problem here. Some sedum, and then there's another willow down there, is Arctic something. But that's kind of what I'm looking at here. So my goal with this area moving forward is to simplify what I have going on. So although I really am liking the way it's going, and I've stuck with the pinks, blues, and purples in this area, I would like a couple changes. So I want more of the same things, sort of like the less is more, and then it will create a more unified look. So I don't love, or I don't intend to plant this area in drifts. I still want to keep it like the 3 blocks of things, but like I want like 3 humolo there instead of just 1. That's my goal. So today I'm going to be doing a few things to move things around, and I'm going to be getting rid of the grasses, like I said. And I've got some more of the Serendipity Allium from Home Depot, and I need to spread some of this over by the tree there because that one didn't come back. And I'm also just contemplating what else should come out of here and to duplicate more of. So those are my thoughts on this area this year. So I'm going to get to work. I almost forgot here to tell you guys about this. So this front area here kind of matches the back, but not really. Like the petunias are the same. There's a bobo hydrangea in here. And then all the peonies. There's a, I don't know if this one's Japanese or Siberian iris. There was one over there too, but it died. So this area I want to feel more cohesive to the stuff in back. So this year I'm going to be brainstorming what plants I want in this front part to tie it back into there so that this walk here feels way more cohesive. So this area in here, I really like it. It's probably really hard to see with the sun out. And the colors in general match, but we're going to try to get things more cohesive. So I actually have a bunch of dahlias and Gara and Gomphrena in here as well. Oh, and some Cosmos. I just got everything in here this year. So I'm going to be trying to think on what plants I want to bring from there to tie into this area as well. Because next year, I'm going to be tackling this area over here. So this area here is obviously in the front of our house. There's something like a pinky winky hydrangea here, which is probably 8 or 9 feet tall. It's crazy. And I absolutely love it. It gets huge blooms. So that will be staying. But in here, I want to pull more of my favorite plants from that median garden area in to tie this area over there as well. So these are the Leatris, or Leatris, I don't know how you say it. The blazing stars. They're really fun, but it's like they kind of make a mess. So I don't know if those are going to be staying or not. I may just add a few of them out into the median if I keep them here, but I think I'm just going to get rid of all of them. This is also coming out. I think it's like Dragon's Blood Sedum. It's really pretty. It's really cool. This is just really not a good spot for it. Gets all kinds of weeds in it, which is really tough to maintain. This big tree and the azalea is going to stay. A lot of the iris are going to stay. Those are beautiful and big now. But I'm going to pull more plants from the median garden in here. So like the speedwells and the salvias and the serendipity alliums and the lamb's ear, I want to incorporate in this area as well. Because hopefully next year I'll have my new cut flower area ready way over there. And then this area can be landscaping instead of production here. And we also need to cut this corner off here because it's very hard to get stuff into our shed. Everyone runs this corner over. So instead of losing plants, I think we'll just rearrange this part. And I'd also like to do a lot of new hardscaping around here, but we'll see what's in the budget of what we want to spend. So yeah, that's kind of this area. And I just plan on splitting what I have in the median garden. It will take a couple years for them all to recover, but that's okay because free plants, right? So like I said, I got a couple of perennials from Home Depot this week. So this one is the Serendipity Allium. And let's see if you can see that. It's absolutely gorgeous. I would highly recommend getting this one if you don't have it in your garden yet. So it is a zone 4 to 8. And it blooms mid to late summer. They're 10 inches apart and they get 15 to 20 inches high. So this is one of my favorite plants that I have out here. I do have another variety in another garden farther down. It's like a more pink. These are more purpley pink. And then the other one I have today to plant is this Cat's Pajamas Nepeta, which is absolutely gorgeous too. Mine really did look like the picture there where it's like full blooms. And this one is a zone 3 to 8, which is awesome here because we do get those cold temperatures. They only get about 12 to 14 inches. So that other variety, the Walker's Low, is probably like at least 18, maybe 24 inches tall. So this stays much more compact and they can be 18 inches apart. So, and these plants looked really happy. Here's a Nepeta that I had planted last year, and he has put on some really good growth, so I am going to actually be dividing him into 4 pieces here. You can see they send up roots, or send up sprouts here from the roots. So I have an old bread knife that I am just going to cut this into 4. First I'm going to cut it into 2 to see where I'm at, and then cut it into 4. So I'm doing this after it is done blooming because we don't want to disrupt that. Okay. Kind of go here, and you can kind of try to see like where is a more natural division of the plant and go from there. So I can kind of see that this is where there's a natural area. So I'm going to cut straight down here. All right, so that's what it looks like. And you can see, whoops, there's a bunch of internal stuff here, roots, system, and it looks good. So I'm going to cut this down further. It's going to look real sparse, but it will put on good growth pretty quickly here. So got a natural point right here. So when you're doing this, just make sure that you find that root ball and that you're leaving an equal amount for each division. You don't want to cut off all the stems and have it not have any roots. So here we go, and you will lose a couple stems here. I'm also going to shear these down. So this one I didn't do a great job on, but I do still have quite a bit going on here still. All right, and then I'm going to cut this one down as well. There we go. So now we made some more here. All right, so I'm going to get these planted along with my new ones that I got. So when I'm planting, I always do the Biotone starter fertilizer. I'll put a link in the comments. I just get mine from Amazon. I haven't really found it locally. Wow, so it does give you guidance. Trip over this yet. It does give you guidance on the bag, how much to use. Gosh, I got a mess here. All right. So I just want some even spacing here. So something like that. My soil's pretty loose, so I'm just gonna dig it with my hands here. I just usually do a small handful here. All right, and then we're gonna plant at the same depth that the crown was before. So we don't want to plant it too deep or too shallow here. All right. Oh, this one's good. Came with a weed. Japers. All right, and then I'm just going to get these mulched back in as well. Get some of these weeds out of here too. Next, I'm going to be planting my Serendipity Allium. And I'm just going to plant these right next to the other ones because I love the way it looks with the lamb's ear backdrop, or foreground, it as a backdrop for the lamb's ear. How about that? And these all have a space right next to them somehow. It's like it was planned. Okay, let me grab the Biotone. Okay. And then I'm going to just be taking the pot and seeing where I'm at. So it looks okay. Need it a little deeper though. The sand just does not want to come out of there. Okay. Biotone. And then on these, I'm just going to lightly disturb the roots here. These are about to flower, so I don't want to do too much to them. All right. Now again, we want to keep this right at the level of the soil here. So we don't want to plant it any deeper than it was or too shallow either. That looks good. All right. Yeah, I think I'm really going to like that. I think we're going to want more of these even in the future. They're just so beautiful. I got everything planted besides the petunias. That's going to be my last step here. But this is looking really good. This is probably my favorite view right here. At least right now. Changes as different things come in bloom. And I got some more soapwort cleared out and moved some of the lambs ear over here. There was some actually growing here, just couldn't see it. But that's it for today's video. Thanks for joining.